Hey, Beauregard. Yeah, there's a lot of snow here. We got walloped here 2 or 3 times the past week. We're traveling northbound on Route 1, the old Boston Post Road. We are now in Guilford. We just moved out of Branford, Connecticut into Guilford. And I'm just taking a ride here with Major Dog. And tried the live stream out, see if anybody's around. Good to see you. We're going to try to get down to Clinton, which is the next town over. Actually, 2 towns over. Madison is before Clinton. And there's an old cemetery there in Clinton that I want to check out with the dog. It dates back to the mid-1600s. See I-95. That's the major highway north-south along the East Coast here. Guilford. A lot of open space out this way. A lot of this was old farmland, and so it hasn't really been developed as much as New Haven has been. These little towns along the shoreline here east of New Haven still have a lot of open areas. Bishop's Orchards here on the left. That's an old farm place. They sell all sorts of goodies in there. Fresh cheese, breads, and whatnot. Yeah, turn the music down a little bit. Got sick of being cooped up inside the house. I was crazy busy at work on the laptop all week, and then had my daughter's baby shower yesterday. It was a Zoom meeting. She's up in the Boston area, and her friends are all over the country, so we thought it best to do a Zoom meeting. That went over nicely. My other daughter organized it, and so we had a good time seeing Monica and Matt up in Weymouth, Mass, and all the friends and everything. But it's sad, you can't get together like you used to just a short while ago. Everything has to be a meeting or phone call. So we're hoping we can get vaccinated shortly so we can all go see the baby. Baby's due on March 19th, about another 5 weeks away. This is Guilford. It's one of the original colonies, or the original towns here from the early 1600s. This house on the red coming up on the right is one of the older houses in town. It's an old salt box style. I think it said 1706 on that house. So, it's a good 300 years old plus. A lot of lights here, but they like it nice and slow around here. Turn this down. A lot of little antique places around here. Brother-in-law Fred was over the house just a little while ago, and he's a a contractor does building upgrades on houses and whatnot, and he was telling me one of his clients bought this old foreclosure with like 10 acres somewhere, I think here in Guilford, and it was bank owned. The bank never cleared any of it up. This woman looked at the property and said she'd take it as is. So the bank willingly signed everything over, and inside the old house was all sorts of antique furniture, old chairs. There was a barn full of stuff, old lanterns and whatnot, that were literally worth hundreds of thousands of dollars that the bank never knew it was right under their nose. So the woman used some of the antique sales she made to refurb the building and fix it up. So there's a lot of old stuff like that around here that's hidden away. If you know what you're looking for, you can find some wealth easily. Kawood Rugs on the right. That's an Indian family that owns a lot of rug places up here in Connecticut. All the way up in the Hartford area even. I've seen them. The gas prices here, $2.49, $2.47. That's about par for the course. A lot of that is taxes. I think a good 60-80 cents per gallon is tax here in Connecticut. So not quite as bad as California, but still, you know, it takes a chunk out of your wallet every time you got to put some gas in the car. Again, we're driving northbound, which is really east to west as we go here along the southern Connecticut shoreline on Route 1, the old Boston Post Road. This road dates back to pre-colonial times, an old Indian trail, but it was one of the first roads in the country linking Boston and New York City with the Connecticut towns along the way. New London, New Haven, Stamford, some of the original old areas of Connecticut. Restaurants seem to be either open or partially open. Can't tell for sure, some of these places. Not much traffic there for sure, though. One or two cars here or there. This is Madison, Connecticut. These houses here are mostly 1800s, or some older ones here and there. There's an old farmhouse there from the 1600s. It's the railroad tracks. Manassas Ford. New Broncos out there, looks like. Got a Toyota RAV4 going a little bit slow here, but Sunday drive, people are taking their time. A house from 1706. The old schoolhouse deli there on the right. Used to be an old schoolhouse, I suppose. A lot of New Yorkers from the city are moving out and buying up all these old houses, especially closer to the shoreline. We're probably a good quarter mile maybe off the shore. Shoreline would be along my right. So all these little side roads go out to the shoreline. And there's people, everybody's working from home on their laptops. And so, you know, why should they be in a tower somewhere paying an outrageous rent when they could own a good property here? And a lot of New Yorkers are moving into Connecticut over the past year or so. I see a lot of New York license plates around. This cemetery here, Hammonasset Cemetery, dates back to the 1600s. Been there before. There's a country club here on the right. There's a golf course here, I think. It's all covered up in snow. Nobody's golfing yet. Yeah, we got wild with snow. I think maybe like a week ago. We got one storm brought us about 15 inches, and then a couple days later we had like another 6 inches, and then a few days after that like another 3 or 4 inches. So you know, we kind of dug out, got buried a little more, dug out some more, and then it's been pretty cold since then. So there has been a lot of melt. The roads are nice and clean, but you know, the grassy areas and whatnot are certainly covered in snow still. So Clinton's right ahead here. We're getting near where we're going to turn off, I think. Yeah. This is Route 79. Route 79 to the, Millionaire's Row for sure. Route 79 to the left of me would go up into the Durham, Middletown area of Connecticut, all the way up into the middle part of Connecticut. Nice country road there. There's some good trails up there. This is nice. Turn that off. This is nice here. We have downtown Madison. It's been gentrified here. You got Morgan Stanley, Coldwell Banker, Our Julia bookstore. That's very famous here. They got a lot of authors come in there and sign their books when they're released. But yeah, these properties are definitely pricey. But they're all old. I mean, these houses, like I said, 1800s and earlier. Here we're coming on, right after this light is that property that was torn down. I did a couple videos on that. It looks like they're starting to build some of the stuff here. I'll pull off a bit here, see if I can get a look. There's the old stone wall. Yep. Looks like building something there. So they're still working on that. Not much to see there, but we'll come back here maybe in a few months and see how they're progressing into their condos. The swampy area here. Old Route 1. Dog on and myself here, real brief There we go. Major dog. Come here, pup. There you go. All right, good boy. Inside, walking a little bit. Salmonasset State Park up yonder there. You can see the ocean. Long Island Sound. Hammonassets were an Indian tribe that lived here back in the day. So a lot of the names around here are taken from the old various tribes that inhabited the area, 5, 6, 7, 800 years ago, before the white man came. We're going to bypass the park. It looks like it's pretty busy there, people visiting the park here. What they got a scam going on here with the state parks. You used to have a few dollars admission here and there when you went to the park. And what they did now is when you renew your registration, they charge you something like $80 or $100, and they give you free access to the parks. So, if you visit the parks a lot, it's a good deal. I don't really visit them all that much. We come out here and camp once in a while. But, the state's hurting for money, so that they figured they'd get the residents every couple of years for some cash. And that's what they do here in Connecticut. You register your vehicle, you got to pay for the state parks. So now we're crossing over one of these little rivers here, and I don't think we're in Clinton yet, but pretty close. Yeah, again, $2.43 for gas. Little mom and pop station here, so that's par for the course here. Some kids walking around. Here we are, Clinton, Connecticut. One of the older colonies here. And of course, they got to have a McDonald's. Bank of America, American Legion. A lot of little nooks and crannies here that really should get out and explore. Some of these old antique shops. I don't know if they'd let me film in there, but it'd be nice to get in there with a camera and see what they have and take a look inside. Free advertising, put it on the internet. And a lot of these places are operated by older people who really aren't tech savvy enough to be on the internet all that much. So I might be able to get them some foot traffic if I able to film inside, see what kind of goodies they have stored away in their shops. But we'll save that for the springtime. All right, here. I think it's here. No. That's not it. It's a little further up. Barbecue on the right. Old Clinton, Connecticut. Yeah, it's near that church up ahead. Take a left. Right by that little brown shed building is the entrance to the old ancient cemetery. So we're going to take a ride through there. Cemetery Road. Alright, so Indian River Cemetery, established 1665. So that goes back in the day. Gotta go underneath the railroad here, Shoreline East Railroad, and see if we can find a place we could park and walk around with the pup. I don't want to be blocking the traffic if anybody comes through here. Maybe over here by the cemetery storage building here. We'll just park here. Alright, puppy, you ready? Let's go take a walk. I got my battery charger in my pocket, so if the spirits start draining my battery, I could at least stay online a little longer than the normal here. Come on, buddy. Whoop! Gotta put your leash on. Get back in. God, I took his leash off. Come here. Wait a second, buddy. I'll put the phone down a second. Good boy. All right, all right, all right. Yeah, somebody else visiting with their dogs. So straight ahead is the oldest part of the cemetery, 1600s, early 1700s. Take a walk through there and see what we have. We'll walk down the road here. Let's see here. Captain John Hill. Tell when he died. Hannah, his wife, died June 20 something, 1876. Come on, buddy. Let's go this way. Buell. That's a famous old family down in this way. I think one of these Buells actually made some old coins way back in pre-colonial times. He had a patent where he made Connecticut coppers, the old Connecticut pennies, way back in the day. Up there, straight ahead, the table stones. Are interesting. What these were, this particular one straight ahead here is Jared Elliott. Jared Elliott was a physician, he was a minister, an early graduate of Yale University back in the early 1700s, one of the first graduates of Yale, and a very famous person around these parts. He wrote several books on farming that Ben Franklin, John Adams actually endorsed. So this guy was very well known, Jared Elliott. And they did these table stones where during the summertime months, the family, the sons and daughters and grandchildren would come and just have a picnic with the old patriarch of the family. This is Jared's wife, Hannah. She died before he did. Jared died, I think, 1763. And, 1761, looks like. 58 years old. Jared was older. He was, I think he was in his 70s or early 80s when he passed away. These are some of his children. That brick one in the back, I think, is a grandchild. So this is like the Elliott area here of this old Clinton cemetery. It's difficult to read here, some of these old ones. 1700 something, 1703, this person passed away. These smaller ones are usually children. It was sad. This guy, a physician, and his own children, several of them died, within weeks of birth. He couldn't save them. Times were tough way back in the day. Joseph Elliott. This is the body of Mrs. Sarah Elliott, relic of Joseph Elliott, who died November 4th in the 18th year of her age. It looks like 1769. Let's get out of the way here. A lot of traffic coming through here. The snow's pretty deep here, so I thought I was going to be able to walk through and see some of these older ones, but it doesn't look that way. Here's one we could read pretty easy. Henry Collins, July 1822 to 1893, Abby, wife, 1810, 1902. We got an officer here, so we're gonna come out of the way here. I love these old markers. These are either Revolutionary War or even older French and Indian War monuments. These were put up by the, I think, Sons of the Revolution or Daughters of the Revolution. Difficult to read. This one here, what does this say? 24th, 1780. Age 36, it looks like. Well, this may be a war casualty. The war wasn't over until, I think, it officially ended. That's it.